Have you ever wondered how haunted the USS Hornet warship could be? The answer might chill you to the bone. This colossal vessel, a silent witness to the ravages of World War II and the Vietnam War, harbors a chilling history. Its decks, once teeming with life, saw countless brave souls meet their untimely end. The whispers of these fallen men echo in the emptiness, their stories intertwined with the ship's own narrative. The stories of hauntings are as numerous as the fallen soldiers. Prepare to dive into the ghostly encounters on this warship. The first signs of paranormal activity aboard the USS Hornet were reported almost immediately after its decommission in 1970. In the quiet solitude of the retired warship, whispers of the past began to rustle. Crew members who remained on board for maintenance and security started reporting peculiar incidents. They spoke of strange sounds that echoed through the empty corridors, the clanking of metal, the distant hum of engines, and the eerie creaking of the ship as though it was still cutting through the waves. Then there were the unexplained movements. Objects would shift from their places without any apparent cause. Tools would disappear only to reappear in the most unlikely of places. Doors would slam shut seemingly of their own volition, startling the few souls brave enough to walk the ship's deserted halls. But what truly sent shivers down their spines were the sightings of apparitions. Phantoms dressed in naval uniforms were seen wandering the decks, only to vanish into thin air. Some even claimed to have seen a spectral figure standing on the bridge, peering out into the darkness as if waiting for an enemy that would never come. These events, as unnerving as they were not isolated incidents. They were the precursors of a chilling legacy that was about to unfold. The USS Hornet, once a symbol of naval might, was transforming into something far more sinister. As chilling as these encounters were, they were only the beginning of the USS Hornet's haunted history. The encounters grew more frequent and more chilling over time, with reports of ghostly sailors appearing to the living. Imagine you're walking down a narrow, dimly lit corridor of the USS Hornet warship. Suddenly, out of the corner of your eye, you catch a glimpse of a figure in a white naval uniform, a sailor seemingly going about his duties. You turn to look, but there's nothing there. You've just had an encounter with the Dress White's ghost, one of the most frequently seen apparitions on the ship. This spectre is often spotted in the ship's lower decks and engine rooms, appearing so real that visitors have mistaken him for a staff member. He's described as a clean-cut young man in his 20s, wearing a crisp white uniform, the one typically worn for formal occasions in the Navy. Yet, when approached, he vanishes into thin air, leaving only a chill and a sense of unease. Then there's the Chief. This apparition is believed to be the spirit of a high-ranking officer who served on the USS Hornet during World War II. Unlike the Dress White's ghost, the Chief isn't as elusive. He's been known to interact with the living, often seen in the radar room and the ship's control center. Witnesses say he's a stern figure, always looking like he's deep in thought or focused on a task. Some even claim to have heard the Chief giving orders, his voice echoing through the steel corridors before fading into silence. These apparitions seem to be stuck in a loop, repeating their actions from their lives aboard the ship, oblivious to the passage of time. They're not malicious or frightening, but rather, they evoke a sense of melancholy, a reminder of the men who once served aboard the USS Hornet, their spirits forever tethered to the ship they called home. These apparitions seem to be stuck in a loop, repeating their actions from their lives aboard the ship, oblivious to the passage of time. The ship's lower decks and engine room have been the hotspots for paranormal activity. As you descend into the bowels of the USS Hornet, you enter the epicenter of the ship's supernatural happenings. The lower decks and engine room, once bustling with sailors operating the ship's massive engines, are now filled with an eerie silence that sends shivers down your spine. Imagine being down there in the dim light and hearing the distinct sound of heavy boots echoing through the corridors. You'd look around expecting to see a fellow visitor or crew member, only to find yourself utterly alone. Yet the footsteps continue, growing louder, closer, as if someone unseen is pacing back and forth. The engine room in particular has a reputation for spectral activity. Amid the hum of the old machinery, visitors have reported hearing the clanking of tools, as if the ship's engineers are still at work, performing their duties from beyond the grave. Doors reportedly slam shut on their own, trapping the living inside with the spirits of the past. But the most chilling tale from these depths is the sighting of the angry captain. Described as a tall figure, often seen in the engine room, he is said to glare at intruders before disappearing into thin air. Some believe he's the spirit of a former officer, eternally vigilant, ensuring his ship is running smoothly even in death. There's a palpable heaviness in these quarters, a sense of being watched. The air is thick with the residual energy of those who once served on this great vessel, their spirits seemingly tethered to the ship they called home. Visitors have recounted feeling a cold hand brush against their arm, hearing whispered conversations just out of earshot, and seeing shadowy figures darting in the periphery of their vision. These areas of the ship have left many visitors with a bone-chilling sense of dread. The USS Hornet, once a symbol of military might, now serves as a haunting reminder of the sailors who gave their lives in service, their spirits seemingly anchored to the ship, forever sailing the ghostly seas. So how haunted is the USS Hornet? From the eerie footsteps echoing in the empty corridors to the chilling whispers of spectral sailors, the Hornet is teeming with tales of the paranormal. Imagine walking its decks at night, hearing the phantom sounds of a time long past, the creaking of the ship, the low murmuring of ghostly voices, the sudden chill in the air. Why, you ask? Would these spirits linger? Some say it's the trauma of their untimely demise during the battles of World War II, their souls unable to find rest. Others speculate it's the emotional attachment to the ship itself, a floating home where they lived, laughed, and fought. There are as many theories as there are stories, each as spine-tingling as the last. The authenticity of these stories is up to you to decide, but one thing is clear: the USS Hornet is a ship with a haunting history that continues to chill those who dare to step aboard.